Extra power cords there.
It didn't burn. It was just the heat. So I had to like blow it away from our, not the whole building wall, just our personal one, and then it stopped.
Okay. What do you get, like a meal deal?
Good morning. Does anybody know the date?
The fifth.
The fifth. Monday the 5th.
You get a haircut?
9:06 in the morning. I thought that was a really fun Super Bowl last night when they don't play any defense. It does tend to make the game a lot more exciting.
Is that the wrong app?
I'm not a big Eagles or Patriots fan, so we can have more debates.
I'm glad the Patriots won.
But I do admire Tom Brady, even if I don't like him. I do admire. Did you see him when he tried to, near the end of the game, he's running to the left and he's deciding to like take a little run.
So slow.
Oh, well, you know, he was a young man slow, so he's always been slow. Okay, so just to get everybody on the same page, we are gonna have a take-home test. That's the Friday test, okay? We're just gonna leave that here. We don't need to discuss it. What I do need from you is your paper at 9:05 next Monday. No excuses. I've tried to be really clear this week that there are gonna be no more late papers, ever. The only thing you could have late is an exam that you have a written excuse that goes by the syllabus. Just check your syllabus if you need to know that. Okay? Homework, no excuses. You have to send them via email if you can't make it to class. I would prefer not to be this way, but I believe it's for your own good. I also think eating right and exercise, getting enough sleep is for your own good too, but y'all just do that on your own, okay? But it is time to start thinking about that beach body. Can't wait till May for that. I'll wear a one piece. This is why people hate me. I realize that. I do understand that. Let's have your homework right now. Turn in your papers right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, let's name our tunes. One tune's named Jam. What's the other tune you named?
J.
J. One more tune.
The four of us are here.
Jam.
I already sang that one.
Alright, my bad.
I know.
Haley.
I thought I saw Haley.
Maybe.
And she smiled at me, sort of.
Maybe she's scared.
Jake's here.
I don't think I've seen Jake.
I see him every day.
You usually even go with us on Saturday. You had, I know you couldn't, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, try to make $5.
I'm still hurting.
Good. Try to make $5.
Also, the picture of those of you and Alex with instruments.
Do you want $10?
Someone else.
Would anyone like
That's
some
what they said.
staff?
It's
live.
Michael?
It's live.
You got a party
You
line.
got some staff?
I noticed like that makes sense. Yeah, we made hamburgers and hot dogs. We did
They gave that to me.
See,
That's where you're wrong.
you just have to.
Which I did it
Hey,
pork.
yeah.
You just throw it, Rocky.
That's not fun.
What? With the dictation.
Let's get prepared for class. I don't think that included your cell phones. Haven't made a big deal about cell phones. I used to say you could use your cell phone, but you had to use them in the hall, and you could never come back. Okay, that's what I used to say. You may use your cell phone, but you have to leave the room, never come back.
Let me get that.
I think it's not in your best interest to use your cell phone, but I'm not going to say anything more about it. Think about this. If you're listening to something in your car and you're looking for an address, do you turn off the radio? Yes, you do. Well, nobody listens to the radio anymore, but
I do.
okay, maybe not everybody does. Some people, we don't multitask, we serial task. And you may be serial tasking really quickly, but you can't do two things at the same time. You just literally can't. Or you ever been driving down the road listening to an audiobook and realize, I don't know what they've talked about for kind of a while, because you were thinking about something else. Distracted driving. Now, I don't think we text or talk on the phone as much when we're driving. I suspect we check our Facebook or Instagram or stuff while we're driving. People don't respond to text or phone calls anymore, so it sort of has eliminated all that stuff. All right, really quickly today, I want to go over a couple things, and this is going to be in the key of G minor. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Okay, and we're actually going to race, okay? It's you, all of you, against all of me. All right? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Well, let's, you get started and I'll decide what we're going to write. I'll even put it here so I could write mine underneath it. In 6, 7, 6, 5, 5, French 6, and that's all. You don't have to correct don't take the figured base as what you have to accidentalize. Just write the chord. All right? Are we ready? I'll start from the back of the room. Be like, I'll get a little head start. I'm gonna use this door stop as kind of to kick off. Well, I could be thinking of what the first. I have no idea what the first note is. Y'all don't look at my work until you do your own work, all right? Anybody beat me? You did? Good job. Okay, let's make sure they're right. Neapolitan is flat 2 in first inversion, double the bass. G, A flat. So what I do to be speedy is I write my bass note and then I just write my triad. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've heard that before. Now, in the Neapolitan, it's flat major 2 in first inversion, double the bass. So what I do is pick my bass note and then just write the triad.
Okay.
Okay? Yes.
Is that supposed to be an E flat
It's in the key signature, and yes, it is. Huh?
In the French six?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It had been changed, hadn't it? Okay. Now it's more of a courtesy, right? My engraving. Okay, another thing, 76505, what I do there is like, what, tarnation is 5, that's D. What's leading tone to D? C sharp, E, G, B flat, first inversion, put it in E, spell the rest of the notes, and I put my fourth here just out of habit, okay, instead of just making that, never mind, no one cares. All right, French 6, think of the dominant D outward from the dominant, and then third and fourth, right? And to check that, you want tritone, tritone, sorry, that, tritone, tritone. Okay? Everybody understand that? All right. Now, without the ability to quickly spell chords, you really are gonna struggle doing part writing because you spend all your time writing down the names of the notes on the side of the margin and not about thinking about linear aspects of music. What are linear aspects of music are each note to each note in that line. So the bass, you're following the bass, tenor, alto, soprano, we all know that part, right? The voice is good. Now, so in that, we've got to be looking this way and this way simultaneously, every line against every line simultaneously, forever and ever, amen. Okay, see, until you can do that quickly, you're gonna struggle. And to me, that's just kind of like being able to do multiplication tables. Or can we do they teach that stuff anymore? 2 times 2 is 4. But it's very confusing because 2 plus 2 also 4. Okay, you want to play another race, just the same, a different key? Yes, good. All right, now we're going to be in the key of E flat major. All right? Okay, everybody understand that? E flat major. Okay, great. Go. Borrowed 6, Neapolitan 6, Italian 6. On your Mark, on your Steve, on your Rick, on your Joseph. Okay, let us go. Be therefore. Na, 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 na. Anybody beat me? Anybody? Sam slow? No. You could do shuttle runs. Okay? Let's make sure they're correct. They could be wrong. I might make a mistake. Who knows? Okay, borrowed 6 in the key of E minor. What are we talking about? E flat major would be a C major chord, right? You cannot double the E, but you could double the C. The Neapolitan in the key of E flat is built on F flat, so it's F flat, A flat, C flat, with A flat in the bass. This is really not necessary, but these are, okay? Now, the next thing is the Italian. We think about the dominant half step above the dominant, a diatonic half step, that makes that a C flat. Diatonic half step below the dominant is an A natural, double the third above the bass. Okay? Everybody good with that? Everybody getting this super fast? Able to do it? Wow. Okay, now we're moving to key that I like to refer to as C minor. And here we go. You ready? I'm ready. Not putting accidentals in the figured bass. All right, you've got to settle that yourself. Good. Oh, I'm racing, so I should go too. I like to sing marches stuff. Anybody beat me? No? All right, let's go through this one. 5-4-2 in the key of C minor, G, B, D. Gotta have a B, gotta have a B, or you're wrong. F and a bass, F and a bass. Okay, 7 of 5. Gotta think what 5 is. What is 5? G, F sharp, A natural, C, E flat, and you notice once again, put the fourth up there instead of tripling my fifths there, okay? And the German, think of the dominant, half step above is in the key signature, half step below is not, and then we form a triad, major triad with the bass. Now, these are just some ways that I check myself when I'm doing these things. So do you have these tools at your disposal? Shall we do them one at a time? Let's pick another key.
C major.
Oh.
Well, is someone injured? I thought I was just writing down what you had on your paper, but apparently not. All right, C major. Okay, if I'm doing the Neapolitan sixth, now we have the ability in digital audio now to slow things down without lowering the pitch. Where in the old days of tape and vinyl and wax and et cetera, if you slowed it down, like if you're running at a certain inches per second, if you make that half that speed, it goes down an octave. But you can now digitally alter music. Like you ever hear at the end of the commercial where they're like, say stuff really fast that discounts everything they've said in the actual ad, saying everything we just said is not true, but they say that. It used to be they would take the tape and cut all the spaces between the syllables out, and then they would run that. But now you can jam it all together digitally. So I will just go slower without lowering my voice. Or I could do some ornamental in the voice. Please stop. Okay, thank you. I will stop. Alright, so what's a half step above tonic? D flat. So that's flat 2. In first inversion. Now, if it's a major key, you gotta add both those flats or you are wrong. Okay, here. I'm gonna write it down, then you're gonna write it down, and then I'm gonna write it down. Are you ready? You ready? Start thinking about augmented 6 chords. G6. Think what you need to know. Okay, so we think about the dominant, and then we go a half step above it in the bass. Since we're in C major, that's an A flat, has to be indicated. C minor, that's in the key signature. Now, the next thing I typically do is write the augmented sixth in the soprano, just so I can see that augmented sixth. That's why I write an F sharp, and then I write a major triad formed with the bass. So, and then I have to add that E flat. That's an E flat, by the way. I have to add that E flat there, right? Okay. All right. Now, this one's going to be super, incredibly fun. So excited to be able to share this with you. 765 of 3 in the minor mode. So what do we need to know to form this exciting chord? What is 3? E! Right, it's E. Okay, so we need to know the leading tone to E. D sharp. Now we need to write a diminished 7th chord on D sharp. So that would be D sharp, F and sharp, A natural, and C natural. Okay? D sharp, F sharp, A, C. D sharp, F sharp. There's my F and sharp. Right there. D sharp and right there. D sharp, F sharp, A, and C. All right? See how I did all that? Now we know how to do this stuff, right? We good with this? Okay? If you can do it really fast, you got a way better chance of part written. Get your part right and right. Okay? Now, we're going to do something else today, just because I'm in a mood. Okay, I'm going to write, we'll use this key signature. We'll use this key signature. No, we're not in C major. Part write that. Use the Roman numerals as a hinticus. Hinticus. Okay, let's get on task. On task. Let's get on task before we age out of this class. No, you know, if it comes to it, just go out to the fountain and settle it. Just take it outside.
Really?
Dragging in there, hair pulling, blouse tearing, fight. Seemed kind of insulting, didn't it? That did seem a little bit insulting. Okay, this is what I would do. And what I'm gonna do, and this was specifically for the west side of the class, all right? This is a passing 6/4 chord. Okay, we've only done maybe 100,000 of these so far. We should have something that looks like this on our papers, okay? Yes?
Is it okay to put the E's in alternate?
All good, all good. Any of the voices may be transposed except the bass, or revoiced. It could be revoiced anyway in the upper three voices. As long as we have, what do you call that? Voice exchange between one voice and the bass. Neighbor note that includes the leading tone and a static voice. So that's what we got all there. Okay. Now, we'll stay in the same key. Fair enough? Great. We're in A minor.
Give me that.
A minor.
Stupid teacher. This is a minor key. We've done this many times. I think we should be able to step out of the shower in the morning and be able to do this. This is not challenging. I challenge you to do the simple stuff perfectly. Okay, in my mind, I'm gonna think about the bass line first, and I forgot the key we're in, but I believe we're in the key of A. So 265 is gonna be like this. There's a good possibility that my bass line could be that. I don't have to change the bass by an octave, but it would be kind of traditional that you do that. All right, now, 265, B, D, F, A. B, D, F, A. That's a half diminished 7th chord first inversion. D, F, A. I'm going to put it like this just to hopefully ensure that I have a better chance of having easy part writing. Yeah.
You need an
Yeah.
Huh?
A. There needs to be an A, right?
Something seems wrong, actually. We've doubled the D, and that's surely wrong. Somebody will have to edit that in the final version of this class. Yes, we do need an A. B, D, F, A. Now the next thing we're going to go to is a cadential 6/4 chord. And this is just for Emma. What are we going to double? What are we going to double? Yes, we are. So, it's...
Emma? I think she heard you.
She catch it on the replay. Okay, so the thing is, I am going to alter this a little bit so I can do this. I want an 8/7 occurring after this. So I think that's kind of pretty, just like that. I do. I think that's pretty. And now we're resolving to whatever you call this deception So we want both of these notes to go to the tonic. Okay? So both of those notes go to the tonic. That goes to C. Our doubling would be like that. Okay? Everybody get that? This or something like this with the voicing change. Okie dokie? Now in this key, I would like for you to write a 6/4 chord that's passing over stationary bass. Okay? There's two ways that we normally do this, but just do it the most regular way. Okay? That requires 3 notes to have a passing over stationary bass. The bass remains stationary over those passing notes. To give you a hint, probably easiest to do it on 5, but you could also do it on 4 or 1. But why don't you think about doing it on 5 in key of A minor? Why don't we all think about doing that? When I taught 112, MUT 112, which was for 10 years, no, 14 years, or some long time, passing over stationary bass would have been in November of MUT 112, okay? So this is where we're at. We're trying to make sure we understand something from a year and a half ago. We're doing passing over stationary bass. Okay. If we were doing it on a 5 chord, that figured bass would, the Roman numerals would be this if we were doing it on 5. Now it can go either direction here, either direction. But one direction is 5/3, 6/4, 7/5. Now alternatively, it can go, but I don't think it's as pretty to do that, okay? So, here is our bass line. If we write this just straight up like that, then we have our cadential 6/4 chord, which is gonna, what are we gonna double in this? I'm sorry, that is wrong. In our passing over stationary bass, what do we double? We double the bass. Yes, we do. Now, this continues right up to the 7th. And what if I were to explain why we can leave out the 3rd there? In my imagination, you've heard me speak of this before. So what is it that allows this to be an incomplete 5 chord in a different way? Normally the incomplete 5 chord is without 5th, right? Or 5/7 chords without 5th. This one is without the 3rd. Why do we get to do that? As with all non-harmonic tones, they don't possess a harmonic value themselves. Like a passing tone. The B doesn't hold harmonic value. And we think of dissonant 6/4 chords as non-harmonic toned chords. They do form a triad. We recognize that. like one is supposed to be, because we hear it wanting to do something else. That still feels dominant even without the leading tone, because we have just done this. We still hear that G sharp because we haven't changed chords in the meantime. The passing over a stationary bass does not signify a change of harmony. It signifies an extension to, a expansion or a contraction. We could also have this chord, and I hope you find this equally pleasing. It could go the other way. It could also go the other way with the leading tone. I put the leading tone in both of the chords that time. It really perceptibly, functionally and perceptively, it makes very, very little difference, that leading tone. I mean, the leading tone makes the most difference of all notes. We don't have tonic without a leading tone. But in this case, it makes no difference because it's already present in our harmonic mind. That seemed overly complicated. Okay. Now, if I have discussed 1, 2, 3 dissonant 6/4 chords, could anyone discuss a 4th dissonant 6/4 chord? Or even mention it, saying it in passing or something? Oh, we already did passing. It's normally the second one I discussed. So we had passing, cadential, passing over a stationary bass. What are we missing? Neighbor, the people that you don't talk to, you live next door to. Neighbor's pretty easy. What do we double? What do we double in neighbor 6/4 chord? This is not a hard question.
Bass.
We double bass.
You still want to be wrong.
Huh?
I said, you still want to be wrong.
Okay, well, here's the thing, you gotta take some chances. You know. They don't always work out. Sometimes you lose money, sometimes you make money. Like last night, think about the chances. Eagles do that loop-de-loop play where the tight end throws it over to the quarterback and score a touchdown. Patriots do a reverse on the kickoff and get nailed at like the 5-yard line. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If they had broken that for 50 yards and got it close to set up for another score, then that would have been a big win. That's why, in my mind, the Eagles didn't kick it into the end zone, because normally they just kick it in the end zone because nobody gets hurt that way. I know way too much about that kind of stuff. But soccer, I really know about. Did anyone see the Liverpool-Tottenham game yesterday? Just amazing.
Oh, sorry.
Now, I recorded the Super Bowl. Me and my oldest son were going to watch it together. We started about pushing 7, and we missed all the ads, so I can't talk about any of the ads. Because he just buzzes right through them, buzzed through halftime. And we finished like 1 minute behind real time. Football can take a lot of your time. Okay, are you ready for something new and exciting?
Yes.
Ooh, not so much time left.
That's fine.
We're gonna do something really fun. Now, I like to keep it fun. mainly. So we're gonna circle back to something that we talked about earlier this semester, is writing two-part simple pieces in two-part counterpoint in binary styles. So let's do something really simple, and we're going to describe the phrase that it's in. This is the second phrase of a continuous binary piece. So if I'm in the key of C major, what am I most likely going to cadence on in a continuous binary piece? At the end of the A section. Okay? We have an A section that has basically two 4-bar phrases.
Sure.
Okay, we're talking about the second 4-bar phrase. What's it going to do in a continuous binary form? Some kind of cadence to 5, either half or to modulate. Okay, so if we're modulating, let's take easy keys. You want to do major or minor?
Minor.
C and double up.
Sorry, minor.
Minor. Okay, we'll just do it in
Well, we do C major later.
we'll do C major. Okay, so let's pretend we just had our first weak cadence after the first 4 bars. Now we're going to go to the second 4 bars, and now we're going to start, let's just say we're starting on C. So we have 3, 4, 3, 4. Now we have this measure, this measure, this measure, this measure. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, this measure is gonna be this, all right? So it's either gonna be this or up here or some kind of retardation or suspension to the G. But the cadence is on G right there. So just to make it a little bit easier, why don't we do something like, okay, we need to know what key we're in. So this is 5. So why don't we do in the key of G 1/6 to 2/6 or 2/6/5 to 5 to 1. So this is ostensibly 1/6 to, this could be 4 or 2/6 right here, and this is going to be 5. Oh, we're in the major mode, sorry. And then 1. Okay? So you see how I've built my phrase. So now what do I need to do? I need to be able to modulate. Yes? I do. Okay. So what's the difference between C and G? To me is the F sharp. I think that really kind of says things. Now I like okay, let's say that it would be strong to modulate kind of like this. So what can kind of happen here is if I throw in an F sharp there, I can modulate to G in first inversion there. But the thing for me is, how do I like get to F sharp in a pleasing way? Do what?
No, never mind.
It seemed okay. Well, let's start on this E. And now we're thinking that this chord here is gonna be 2, 4, 2, that's really gonna turn into 5 in the key of G, okay? So we're gonna change that with that F sharp. So to kind of come down on it like that would be kind of way to sneak that in there. Okay, let's make this super simple. Would you like that? Good, because we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of this place.